Hello and welcome to Mindfulness and Qigong Online. I promised you a live class, so here it is. I'm Steffi and today I will be taking you through some easy starter Qigong exercises so you can get a better idea of what they are and how you can start using them in your own life. Maybe a little bit of explanation first for those of you that haven't heard of Qigong at all. I make it a combination of basically the mindfulness part and the Qigong part. Hello, if you're watching live, feel free to give a comment and to also find a comfortable place where you can start doing these exercises. If you will just be able to stretch your arms without poking someone in the eye, that's okay. And wearing something comfortable, but I have done these exercises wearing jeans too, so that's if it's a loose jeans where you can move in and bend your knees, then that's okay too. So a little bit of explanation. I use the mindfulness part to calm the mind and become present in the moment. And then I use a Qigong part to actually calm the body as well. So it's a complete relaxation. You can call it meditation in motion. It's basically releasing stress and tension, not only from our mind and our busy brains, but also from our body. And maybe we can start doing some exercises first. And then if you have any questions, just comment. I hope I'll be able to see them on the live video. I saw they made some changes again. So if I don't see them, I'll be sure to be checking in afterwards on my laptop computer. So I'll be answering them even if you are watching the replay. So let's start by taking a good breath and finding a comfortable place, standing up and putting our feet shoulder width apart. So you're firmly on the ground and then bending your knees slightly. It's not an exercise where we go to the floor, just getting them out of lock, as they say. So they aren't locked and you are firmer. If someone would push you, you wouldn't fall over. And then I always start by noticing my breath. And letting all of the tension go away. So making sure my phone isn't in the room so someone can't call me. Of course, I'm doing a live video now. I have silenced it so it won't start buzzing on you. Of course, everything can happen. The doorbell can go. My chickens are running outside, so they might come knocking at the door. Anything can happen. It's not... when I say it's combining mindfulness, it's not that you have to sit still and not let anything come in. So that's the good part. We are going to be in motion, and if something happens, you can always come back to this video and start again. But first, I always notice my breath. And I also don't start breathing in deeply from the belly. Now I do, but I didn't start that way. What I always ask someone to do if they start noticing their breath first is just notice where you are breathing. So we can do this together. Maybe put your hands on your belly and notice if your hands are moving, if you are actually breathing from your belly, or if it's more from your chest. And just notice that and don't stress out about it. Just feel where your breath is. And you may feel that I'm calming down here as well. I was thinking about all the things that I wanted to say to you and how I was going to do this routine, but now I'm just starting to become present in this moment. And we'll just let everything flow the way we want to. So then the more you do this, you might actually notice that you are training your body to breathe deeper. And you might notice that when you actually take the time to notice your breath, that you are taking a deeper breath. And your body is basically taking a sigh of relief, like, okay, time to calm down, time to become present again. But again, if you aren't doing this from the start, that's perfectly fine too. Just take your starting position. You won't be able to see my feet. I have a little bench up here so I can come a little bit higher, but I'll be able to explain the movements as well. So you just put your feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, and then we tilt our pelvis towards the floor. Something I want to say here at the start again, if you feel that these exercises are too heavy for you, or you have a medical problem, know that you can do all of these exercises sitting as well. That's the beauty of Qigong, that we basically align them to ourselves and we just feel how far our body wants to go, and we can start with very slow, gentle movements. So if you can stand up, tilt your pelvis towards the floor. If you'd rather sit on a chair, you can do this as well, and you can just push your bottom into the chair. And then put the tips of your shoulder blades together. And I've seen people really, if I ask them to do this, they make all of this go backwards, their shoulders basically pointing backwards. That's not what we are doing here. We are just making a straight spine. So we are just putting those little tips of the shoulder blades a little bit backwards. So we have a straight line here, and our spine is becoming straighter upwards too. And then the last step is putting our chin a little bit towards our throat. So the top of our head is pointing towards the ceiling, and we have a completely straight spine. Again, if you can't do this, if you have back issues, then know that the difference with this and yoga is that, for instance, with yoga, you have to make a stretch and you have to grow into that stretch and make it last longer and longer. With Qigong, this is just a starting position. So right now, I am explaining this to you, and it's taking a little bit longer than usual. But if you are starting to do these exercises, then it's just a matter of seconds. Just take your starting position, and then you move into a flow. So it's not that you are tensing everything up, or if some stress and pain is stuck somewhere, it's not that we are making it worse by keeping that position. We are just letting it flow out of our bodies in a more natural way. So one more time, I'm going to make my starter position. I'm going to put my feet shoulder width apart, bend my knees, tilt my pelvis. Those tip of my shoulder blades, my chin, and that's how long it needs to take. And then for those of you that don't know Qigong, we're going to start with rubbing our hands together. And again, taking a good breath. Not saying a deep breath, just breathe in. Notice if you're breathing superficial or deep already. Feel your hands getting warmer. And then put them to the side of your body, and just notice how they feel. You might feel a tingling sensation. You might feel them getting heavy or lighter. And you might not feel anything at all at this point, and that's okay too. You can do this one more time, rub them together. Take a good breath. And then put them to the side. And that experience, you might feel that tingling or that warmer or lighter. That's basically what we mean with Qigong. Qigong is moving your energy and mastering your energy flow. And Eastern practitioners have looked outside in nature, and they saw that when water is flowing, for instance, it's good, it's healthy, it's vibrant. And water that's standing still starts to smell and just doesn't look that healthy. And the same goes with our body. So if we sit still a lot, if we don't move around, then tension and stress get stuck and we start to have physical complaints. So the exercise we did right now, we have been speeding up our blood pressure. We have been creating flow in our body. We have been activating some muscles and clearing away things. And that's what we want to do with the rest of our body as well, so we can be a lot healthier. So I'm going to start with some of these exercises, and they are very good in the morning to just activate your body. The first one is knocking on the door of life, and it's basically putting our hand on our kidneys, and we are going to make a flowing movement. So we are activating and purifying or detoxifying our kidneys. I'm going to try and stand up on my bench so you can see it a little bit more. Okay, that should do it. You might not see my face completely, but I won't stay up here for long. So we are going to take the palm of our hands and we are going to make a flowing move. So the palm of our hand that's in front of us is on our body, is on our stomach here on the side. And then the back of our hands is on our kidney. So right here, you see this in mirror view, but right here, my right hand is on my left hip and my left hand is on my right kidney. And the kidneys are here just on the lower back. So if you are here in this place, because it's a rather big surface, you'll be tapping on them. And then you keep your knees bent and you slightly move around and put your hands on the other position. So then you just switch. And this is the movement we are making. So we are moving, we are slowly bending our knees and we are tapping from one side to our body to the next one. If you're having problems in your lower back, then you don't have to move your knees. You can just keep standing up and you can just make that flowing movement with your arms. If you are making the move, make sure you are moving from your pelvis and you are bending your knees so you aren't stretching your back too much, because some people want to, especially if you start doing these exercises, you want to move from your head and you think you are doing the exercises, but you actually might not be feeling them with your body. So that's okay. The more you start doing these exercises, maybe do them in front of a mirror, and you'll start moving them in a more natural way. Take a good breath. And also, don't tap too hard. It's not, they call it knocking on the door of life, but especially with your kidney area, it's just a slight padding that we are doing. So it's not like we are tapping really hard. Okay. Like I said, this is a really good activation to do in the morning. It's detoxifying. And they say it's a lot better for our body than, for instance, having a cup of coffee. It's a natural adrenaline producer and it helps us go through the day. Okay, you can do this for as long as you want. And then if you feel ready, you can just slow that movement down and just stand still. Keep your hands to the side. And notice again what you are feeling. Maybe you notice that tingling feeling in your hands is becoming increased. Or maybe you notice your lower back being activated as well. Okay. The beauty with these exercises, with Qigong, compared to Tai Chi, which you might have heard of as well, is that with Tai Chi, you have to combine a certain series of movements. You have 28, 52, I don't know how many steps you can combine all together. Qigong is basically called the warming up, but the beauty of it is that you can take every exercise and do them apart. You don't have to put them into a certain routine. So what I'm going to do right now, we activated the kidney area. but I want to activate the rest of our body as well. And for that, we are going to put our hands together, make fists. We don't cramp them, we just make them loosely. And we are going to knock on our legs first. We are going to go down our legs. You won't be able to see this on this video, but we are going to go down our legs. You can go as far as your knees, or you can go towards your feet. Just knock slightly and then go up on the inside of your leg, and then pat on your tummy as well. This you will see. So it's just tapping like this. And I usually do this 3 times. So down my legs again, that's where the meridian flows. And then up my legs and knocking on my tummy. And a 3rd time down the legs. As far as you want to, as far as you feel comfortable. Up the legs again. And on your tummy, your stomach. You can keep knocking here a little bit. Waking up all those internal organs. Take a good breath. And then moving up on our chest. If you're doing this with kids, you can say they are Tarzan, but it's really good to open the lungs as well. So just breathing a good cup of air, I wanted to say. It's not really a cup. And then we go up, and we no longer make fists because we go to our face. So we are moving into a more gentle approach. We are using our fingertips, and you can go into your neck. And maybe before we completely go into our face, we can do our arms as well. So then you can straighten one arm, and here we tap with our fists. I forgot to step. I wanted to go completely to my head, but if you don't have a lot of time, you can skip some of them, like I said. But we are going to awaken our arms first, and here you notice we're going on the inside first, and then up the outside of our arms. And if you can tilt your head a little bit and knock here, because that's where a lot of tension gets stuck, especially if you have a job where you're sitting a lot, where you're in front of a computer. So then down the inside of the arms and up the back of the arms. A little bit of knocking here, and a 3rd time. Take a good breath. Do it as slowly as you want. And then we are changing arms. So down the inside of the arm, up, and a little bit of knocking on your neck and shoulders. And then down the arm, up the arm again. A little bit of knocking all that tension out. And a 3rd time. And up again. Okay, and now we are ready to go to our face. You can use your fingertips, just light tapping. If you are wearing glasses, you can take your glasses off, so you are really able to tap under the eyes and next to your eyes. And then the top of your face, you can make a really angry face or just frown, so you are moving all those muscles. Take a good breath, especially if you have a lot of headaches. And then we are tapping on our head as well, releasing all this tension. And like I said, if you are not this mobile, if maybe you had a knee surgery or you have trouble with your back, that you can't stand up that long, I'm now doing a basically 30-minute routine, but you can do this warming up exercise sitting down and then go stand up and do just 5 to 10 minutes of exercise a day and already start feeling a lot of change. Okay, then put your hands to the side again and notice again how your body is feeling. Maybe you're feeling that tingling sensation that's spreading throughout your body. We've activated our blood flow. And we are basically, if you're doing just this, you should be able to start your day a lot easier. Well, maybe not a lot, but it can help, especially in winter times. I always want to stay in bed as well, and I just dread going out if it's still dark. So then it's a good way to activate your day. Okay. If there are any questions, just ask me. And then I want to start doing some flowing movements as well. I'm going to do the fountain. I'm going to do the fountain and the wave. And I'm going to start with the wave because that's the most basic one. And that's basically just putting your arms up and down. Creating a wave with your arms first. And again, going from your starter position. So putting your feet shoulder width apart, tilting your pelvis, putting the tip of your shoulder blades a little bit together, your chin down a bit, so you have a straight spine. And then if your knees slightly bent, you can go up, straighten your knees, and go down and make your knees slightly bent again. And the breath combination that we are doing with this is we are going to breathe in while we move our hands up and breathe out when we are going to let our hands flow down like a wave. So breathing in and out. You can breathe out with a sigh, or you can just breathe in through your nose as well. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And maybe you notice again, I was talking a lot, but now I am just letting the flowing movement take over. And then you might notice that you are slowing down yourself. So just combine the breath with the movement. Take your arms up as high as you want to, meaning that we don't take them up all the way up on top of our heads, but take them up as far as comfortable. And if you want to make this exercise a little bit more intense, you can slightly bend your knees a little bit deeper, but you don't have to. Just let the flow take over. And then if you are taking this a step further as well, and if you are becoming more aligned with your body, not just thinking how you need to do the exercise, but more feeling it from the flow of your body, you can have your spine join the movement and really become that wave. So breathing in, going a little bit backwards, and breathing out, feeling how you are moving forward with your shoulders and just feeling that wave in your spine. So we are breathing in and out. In and out. One more time, in and out. Okay, very good. Just take your hands to the side again. If you want, if you feel tension is building up, because that's the beauty of these exercises as well, that in regular mindfulness or regular meditation, you can sometimes be asked to sit still and not think of anything. And then if you are not used to that, then you might feel everything is bubbling inside and you just really need to move around. So with these exercises as well, we are slowing our mind down and we are starting to feel more. So if you feel there's tension building up somewhere, in between exercises, you can just shake loose. So you can just shake your hands a little bit and shake your feet as well, or move your head. Don't make a full circle with your head. That's stretching it a little bit too far, but just move it a little bit. And then you are basically slowing your stress level down. I have a complete explanation for that in the full mindfulness and Qigong class, but it's basically releasing that stress and tension to a lower level so you can start doing the exercises from scratch again. Now we've done that, we are going to move into the fountain, and it's just putting our heads, the back of our hands, and making them come together like we are scooping something up, but we are doing it backwards so we won't have a lot that we are scooping up. We're just creating a fountain. The water goes up and it bursts out like a fountain does. So we are coming from a starter position, feet shoulder width, pelvis, shoulder blades, chin, and then we are bending slightly forward to scoop something up and make it flow open like a fountain. And you just repeat this movement. So you breathe in when you scoop something up, and out when you release the water. In and out. And you can really breathe in and maybe feel that tension. So really make a very slow movement here, because especially if you have tension in your neck and shoulders, this can really feel tense the first time you're doing this. So be gentle with yourself. Also, if it's too heavy, don't do the exercise. There are others that might be better than. And just combine your breath. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Scoop up everything you no longer need and release it. Scooping up and releasing it. In and out. In and out. Okay. And then again, maybe move your shoulders a little bit and your arms. And notice how this is feeling in your body. A lot of these Qigong exercises work on our upper body, but by just bending our knees and allowing ourselves to go into that flow, we are actually using our lower body as well. So we're not moving that much as you might think, but it's actually proven that with just 5 to 10 minutes of these exercises, you can become a lot more healthy, a lot more vitalized, and also build a lot more muscle. I've heard the Tai Chi teachers say that just by pushing her arms and making moves, if she would need to punch someone, they would feel it, just because you are strengthening your body in a very natural, slow way. Okay. I am not going to do a lot more vitalizing, flowing movements because there are so many you can combine, and if I give you too much, then you might not remember them at all. So the best thing is to learn 2 to 3 of these exercises in a week and then do them on a daily basis, and then you can start adding in some other ones. What I'm going to do now is more of a completion exercise. So we have created flow, and now we are going to create more balance and more of that centering, slowing down movement. And for that, if you have done the fountain, you can basically finish your last move by putting your hands like you are holding something of a ball, but not this high up, just on your belly button or a little bit below that. We say 2 to 3 inches below our belly button. That's where our center is. So if you just put your hands like holding a ball here, just let them rest maybe a little bit on your hips. Take another good breath. Maybe feel yourself calming down. And then we are going to balance our right part of our body and our left part of our body by taking one hand up and moving it down the front of our body. So my hand is like this, but my thumb is pointing towards me and I'm putting it down, and then I'm switching arms, just up and down. And you're breathing in when we are moving up, and down is breathing out. Breathing in and out. And this really is an exercise to slow down. So it's not one to start with, especially if you feel stressed, but it's a good one to finish with, because you might just let that movement and that breath slow you down. Breathing in and out. In and out. Breathe in and out. And just, you can visualize both parts of your brain merging together in a more beautiful way. You can also visualize the coordination between the left part of your body and the right part. Or if you are more used to mindfulness and just being in the moment, you can just let this movement be what it is and not think of anything else. Just feel the movement and become the movement. One more time, breathing in and out. And our other arm as well, because we're always combining both parts. And out. And then put your hands on your belly button, 2 or 3 inches below it, and breathe towards your hands again, just like we did at the beginning of this routine. And just notice if you feel a difference. Maybe it's easier now to breathe towards your hands. Maybe your body is taking another sigh of relief. And also maybe you're feeling that energy center in your body. You're feeling revitalized. And then you are basically ready to go on with the rest of your day. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I wish you a very calm and relaxed day. Bye.